Hello, yo, welcome to the channel. It's Radko from Radko Tarot. And in this whole video, we're going to look into Aries, Sun, Moon, and also Rising weekly general tarot reading February 22nd up until February 28th, 2021. And should you be interested in a personal reading with me, or if you are interested into taking my tarot classes, you can check out the description down below. And there you're going to see a link to my website where you can view and purchase either or both of these services. So with that being set aside, let's jump into the spread straight away. And the first card for you, Aries, that we do have for the week, that is going to be the Strength card. Can you see it? Yep, all right. So the Strength card. Moving next, we do have the Seven of Cups, followed by the Knight of Wands. Moving next, what we do have here for you, that is to be the Page of Pentacles. And the last one that we do have, that is to be the Page of Wands. So these five cards. Okay. So quite of an interesting week it is that we do have for you, Aries, and just for the wraparound here at the start, it does look like that this is just a summary before we start the reading, but it does look like that in the previous week you have came up to a certain conclusion, especially if that conclusion does involve your behavior. Say you have came to a conclusion that you should not be nice without any reason behind it, right? And right at the start of this week, you are to be, what is the word here? You're to be approved, or rather like, well, you're going to find out that that conclusion was correct. And that comes up here from the Strength card. From that conclusion from the previous week that you came up with in terms of career, relationship, or as I said, as an example in generally with your life, it seems that you now are going to start having more content in generally and more passion to push through the week and its endeavors as well. As with the Strength card, you're not going to feel, how can I say, obliged nor entitled to explain yourself constantly in front of, for example, the people you are interacting with, your boss, if you will, family, a beloved one, etc., why you are doing specific things, and as well why do you want one thing over another. It is just because of that conclusion that you do want something that is going to work best for you here, and that is what you're going to strive for. Now, as we do have the Strength at the start of the week, you can expect that you know, your undertakings, your endeavors as well, and in generally the things that you have established for yourself to do, you are to jump into them with much more enthusiasm, with much more passion than in normal circumstances, especially if those undertakings are rather very difficult for you, or you do find them very difficult for you to push through. That is because you're going to take on them as a challenge more than anything else, to prove in front of yourself that you are capable to expand your limits. And right after that very bursting with energy type of a start, very benign state of yours, we are followed up with you are followed up here with the Seven of Cups. And that is a little bit slowing down the pace. But not because things are falling apart. It is so you can kind of like scope out and analyze correctly what from your environment, either career-wise or either relationship-wise, or in generally, has an immediate concern and it needs to be addressed straight away, and what can be left to wait. That is because with the Seven of Cups, you do take at that point more strategic and more grounded approach toward your relationships, toward the enterprises into your career, toward the task in general. For you would not want to make any wrong moves that can disappoint you moving forward into the future. Now with the Seven of Cups, even though if you are way over passionate that then you should be at that stage, you know, and you strive toward these developments that may not prove to be as lucrative as you think or to be as happy as you think as well, that is the worst thing that can happen here. It is exactly disappointment. Now this disappointment though is not going to ruin the things for you. The worst thing it's going to do is bounce you back at the starting point, and you can try anew. But this time, like I said, taking a more, how can I say, balanced and as well grounded approach toward the matter. The good thing about the Seven of Cups is that at this stage you wouldn't know what can be developed and what cannot, and thus you have to try. But again, you got to try everything you want to try with way more reservation rather than having a unjustified hopes and beliefs as well. So kind of like here I could say my one of my rules, or there are three of my rules that I live by, and that is have no high expectations. Just always keep your expectations to the minimum. Do not presume anything but the worst, so you can be prepared for the worst, and be focused on what it is right now. Don't be focused on what could or could have been. That way you're never gonna end up disappointed, because here, this is what we're talking about here. It is where you kind of like shield yourself from a disappointment that you can experience, that you totally should not, if you are grounded, if you are more objective than emotional. And right after that here we do have the Knight of Wands. So that is an individual which is stepping into your environment. That could be someone you know, or it's somebody that is brand new for you at that stage. Quite of an enterprising person who is kind of like constantly, it looks like that they do scamper around a lot. They are jumping from one thing into another, and it seems that they don't have any staying power, if I may say it that way. Staying power, what I mean is that they do not keep up with one thing for a long time, but they just leave it behind and they just move to the next one. Now the thing is to understand why is this. Well, with the Knights of Wands, they are scampering around because they are driven by a pure interest. And when they do perform into something, when they do get themselves involved into a certain enterprise, they are involved into it until that enterprise is interesting to them. As soon as they do lose interest, or that enterprise starts becoming more tedious, you know, more goofy than it should, or more serious than it needs to, they're just leaving it aside. And that is very important to understand, because you definitely want the Knight of Wands to be by your side here, career-wise or relationship-wise, especially for those which are single. For if you are single, this card here means that you're definitely gonna have an interaction with somebody that is to find you very interesting. And if you do want to keep up that relationship, you need to maintain the interest in the Knight of Wands. If you are playing hard to get, you know, or if you are way too serious about it, in generally, if you are monotonous, that is definitely gonna make them lose that interest in you. And then you may wonder, well, why, for example, a couple of days we had such a passionate conversations, you know, and so much interaction, and they stop messaging. It is because the interest abated. So yeah, here it will be best if you do have a lot of varieties, if that's a person that you're gonna start talking with, dating with, so on and so forth. One last thing I'm going to say about the Knights of Wands, it is that whenever they do find interest, they are willing to go for as far as it needs. So should you maintain their interest, that is of course entirely up to you. Should you maintain their interest, they will be with you regardless of the exterior circumstances. And the Page of Pentacles, which is the next card, that shows what the Knight of Wands is gonna do with your environment here, okay? And the Page of Pentacles points that the Knight sees huge value in you. Now, what kind of a value? That will depend on your personal situation. It could be business value, romantic value, whatever. But they do see huge value in you. And with the Page of Pentacles, at this stage, They find you for the most interesting thing. And again, I cannot stress you enough that here it is important that you do maintain that interest in the Knight of Wands if you do want that cooperation to proceed. With the Page of Pentacles, here it will feel, if that's a brand new person, it will feel that you do knew each other for years. It is like you had a very vast experience in the past life, but though should that be somebody you do know, you do go for a long way together. Back in the past, maybe you have abruptly stopped to talk in between each other for a few years, you know, and now they are back and they see your new life very interesting, so they want to catch up with you and so on and so forth. But with the Page of Pentacles here, as I said, they do see huge value in you, and right now it seems most interesting to them to devote their life into your life. Now, needless to say, that is very positive when it comes to business partnerships and as well to a romantic endeavors. Also, for with the Page of Pentacles after the Knight of Wands, it kind of means that these people are willing to give you everything they have for as long as it's interesting to them. All right, so don't take them for granted. That is my appeal. And the last one that we do have, that is to be the Page of Wands, and that is another individual which steps in. Again, it's most likely somebody that is brand new towards the end of the week, but it also could be somebody that you already know. So Page of Wands wants the share of the cake as well with you, and it's like they will try to offer you not more. Now that is the thing here for you, Aries. They will try to offer you not more than what the Knight of Wands can offer you. They will try to offer you something different. For in their eyes, what do you look like as is as somebody who wants and needs something new, right? Something brand new, some experience that they never had before, that you never had before. And that page here will try to win you that way over the Knight of Wands. Now, what do you need? It is entirely personal preference. You may need somebody that you kind of have a passionate life with, Knight of Wands, or you may need somebody to restart your life, Page of Wands. Whichever it is, you get to decide which one you want to proceed with. You don't have to make that decision throughout the week, okay? The week, it is just the appearance of these two people, and their appearance may not be that obvious as well, right? So keep your eyes peeled, see who these two people are, and see what their character is. Knight of Wands, it's way more stable as character. Page of Wands, it's way too, people say immature, but I can't say that they are very immature. It's just they are very fragile from within. They're very touchy, you know, while seemingly it kind of looks like that they don't give a dime about it, but they are very touchy in it. So they are very touchy on a criticism, they are very touchy on denial as well, and they could be a drama queen. Definitely they could be a drama queen, but it does depend what you want. You get to choose whom to side with, if you want to side with anybody. Other than that, your week looks great here. A lot of enthusiasm, a lot of content that you're gonna have, a lot of challenges for you to conquer as well. And the best is that you're gonna feel very good about it. It is almost like after a very intense workout in the gym, you know, you're exhausted, you are, how can I say, even you feel like you have been beaten with buttons on your back, but you feel good about it. That is exactly how you're gonna feel at the end of the week. So that being said, Aries, this was your weekly general tarot reading, guys, February 22nd up until February 28th, 2021. Hopefully you do enjoy it and you do like it, and we are to see each other next time. Until then, bye.